Hey everyone. Um, so I know I didn't check in yesterday, but I wanted to make sure I checked in today. So like I said, I was gonna go to Mom's house yesterday, which is like 45 minutes away or something, almost an hour. And we went down, my sister and I, kind of got some things done, had lunch with her. While we were there, we know that there was an issue that needed to be addressed, so we could not take care of it yesterday. So I said, well, how about we do that tomorrow? That's fine. So Mom came up today and we took care of that errand, which was a really big deal. It wasn't like a big errand. It was just one of the cats. But it was something that needed addressed, but it wasn't like a huge thing. And so, but because sometimes, it's a mental hurdle for some reason when it shouldn't be. In this case, it was a physical hurdle, but it had sort of become a mental hurdle because she doesn't want to be a burden on us, and she just, she's a grown woman and she just thinks I've got this and whatnot. And so it doesn't really matter like how old we are. There's always a time for growth and a time where we know we need to rely on other people, and she doesn't want to have to rely on us. And that was one thing that they stressed, was being stable, being able to take care of yourself as an adult, because somebody might not always be able to help you. And so we get stuck in that mentality of, oh, I better help myself, because somebody's not always able to help me. And when there's plenty of times we could reach out and ask for help, and that's okay. That's okay to ask for help. I'm always getting on my kids about that too. If they're struggling with something, and you'll hear them sort of like getting frustrated under their breath or something, and it's like, well, why do we do that to ourselves? I'm here, your brother's here, like, you have aunts and uncles you can call. Like, there's resources that are there, and you're choosing not to. You just want to handle it, which is good and bad, right? We need to be able to handle things on our own, because yes, sometimes there's not always somebody there to help, but we need to not be afraid to ask for help. And so today we went back to Mom's house, and we're taking care of things around her house. And my sister and my niece were outside, and Mom and I were talking, and I had a lost opportunity to speak up and say something and just speak my mind. And I'm scared to. Because no matter what, I'm her daughter, and they're very proud of me for the actions that were taken this year, as far as getting my husband out of the house. But where do I go from there? They were really excited and very happy when he left the house, and I understand why. And I know it's not their life, and I know I have to make my own choices. I'm an adult. But I find myself in the exact same position I was when my husband was home. I don't want to talk to them about things because I'm fearful of what they'll think or how they'll act, or something, the reaction that I'll get. And so now I'm still in the exact same place. He's gone, and he's getting help, and he's trying to make things better for himself. and he's trying to mend the bridges that were burnt during the end of things, the beginning of this year. And I'm scared because I'll always be her kid, but like, how do I have that conversation so she understands that I'm being strong for myself and the kids, but I'm also being strong for him, and not just, letting him ruin his life and our lives and destroy everything, and, all the things that go along with addiction. So, lost opportunity. It was a great time to just have a one-on-one with my mom, and I didn't do it. And the longer it takes for me to have that conversation, it's not going to make it any better. It's not going to make it any easier. So I just need to figure out getting over that hurdle of that fear of, how do I have these conversations? And now I've talked to my sister about some stuff because we're very close, and she listens when she does chime in. It's not great. She's, said she's just not ready to forgive him yet. So, I'm stuck in this place like I always was. And it's really hard. I just don't feel like, I still just feel like I'm alone. And, I feel defeated. And I don't know how to overcome that fear. Like, I don't know. Maybe one of you out there has an answer, and maybe I just need to be more brave and just blurt out the words and deal with those consequences, because it's very exhausting to be in between people. When they're all people that you love, but they don't really get along. So, yeah, something I'm still working on. So, just, I'm trying to work on not losing those opportunities, and to just, because I don't know when the next opportunity will come up. And it's always going to feel wrong, I think. But I have to do it at some point, because at some point he will get out. And then what? Where do we go from there? So anyway, so that's my issue. That's right now where I'm at. I have to get out of my own head and not be fearful of outcomes, and just live with those consequences. Because I was listening to somebody not too long ago, and I wish I could remember who it was, and they said there are no right or wrong choices. Just make the choice and make it the right choice. No matter what you do whatever you can to make that the right choice. And I thought that was so on point, right? Like, I'm constantly living in fear of what's the right choice. And instead of being in fear of what the right choice is, I need to just make a choice and then work to make that the right choice. So, yeah, I think that's my takeaway. Make the choice and make it the right choice. So anyway, I hope you are all having a good day. Let me know if you are. Like and subscribe if you want to see more of my ranting to myself. And because I don't even know what I'm going to say. But yeah, have a good night.